Okay, now we'll go back and see if I can find this again. Right. So anyway, the 5 penny close is a program that will work no matter what part of your life you use it in, if you're focused. So why are we lead generating? 1, to get an appointment, right? 2, to get a nurture or somebody in your pipeline. So for instance, these are people that you don't know, have no connection to begin with. They're an expired, they're a referral, they're a someone you meet at the grocery store, right? That says, oh, you're in real estate. Well, I have this issue, right? Somebody you meet at choir practice, right, Jen? So it can be anyone, but you're trying to get a nurture or in your pipeline, someone that you can follow up with that's going to do something sometime. All right. Then the other reason that you do that you lead generate is to add someone to your database. So I guess those might be the same thing, but then to get a referral from the people that you're talking to, no matter who they are. So is there any other reason why we're lead generating? Yeah, pipe up if they may not all be on this thing. Okay. So pipe up if they aren't. Any other reason that you can think of that you would be lead generating? Okay. If you come up with a new one, let me know. Okay. So what are the biggest complaints about lead generation? Like, what's your most frustrating thing about lead generation? You can
Is it a question for all of us?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. So I'll go ahead and I'll say it. I'd say for most of the real estate agent is just that first call, getting to do the first call. After that, it's easy. So it's just getting started.
Exactly. That first call is the hardest, and it remains the hardest. Is there anybody who doesn't have a hard time picking up the phone for the first time in the morning? Anybody who doesn't have a hard time? Okay. So I don't anymore, or I didn't. I reached a point where I was so excited to do it and get my appointment for the day. I had a rule that I got an appointment every day, right? Now, did it always happen? No, but sometimes I'd get 2 in a day and then I was okay, right? Okay, so the other thing, and honestly, if you get right down to it, the biggest problem that people have with lead generation is they don't know what to say. So when they get someone on the phone, they're like, right? Hello, this is and I was calling because and by then the people are going by, right? So knowing what to say, and that's what this call is all about. Knowing what to say. This and the script workout call, which we'll do next time. So getting them to talk to you is always a problem. And then converting them to an appointment, because we can have all kinds of conversations, can't we? We can, and they can be really great. And then they go, yeah, call me back later, or call me tomorrow, or whatever. And then and then they ghost you and you never talk to them again, right? So converting them to an appointment on that call is probably the number one thing that we have a hard time with, and that we also are frustrated by. Now, are you going to convert every person that you talk to? Say no.
Not at that moment.
No, say no. So, oh, Janet, yes, you do have the link. Here's Janet. This is so exciting. Some of you from my past coaching life know Janet. No. Okay. Yes, you have the link, Janet. Well, I apologize. I just want to make sure that she, yes. Okay. So wait, why is it being paused? Are you there? Okay. I apologize. All right. So So this is to solve all of your problems. Then all you have to do is show up. I'll tell you what the other biggest complaint about lead gen is. What do you think it is? It's not on this list. How come you all don't jump right on the phones this morning as soon as we're done with this call and call your people and call someone? Why don't you?
Because you have to get a bunch of annoying people before you get the one you want.
Okay, but even the annoying people, where do you get them from?
Database,
Okay, where else?
phone book, circle prospecting.
Right. So you kind of have to have a list of somebody to call, right? How many of you don't have a list of anybody to call? You don't know who to call, you don't know what you're going to do. And so you spend all of your time that you say is lead generation trying to find a list of people to work with. We're going to go into that later too, but not on this call. So we're going to assume for the purposes of this call that you are going to, that you already have a list and you already know who you're calling. Okay. Agreed? Okay. So we've talked a little bit about these, but let's talk about them a little bit more. The best practices, we've talked about this for a while. Answer the same way that they do. Remember our role plays of last week. Answer the same way that they do. This is kind of my own gig, okay? Keep your intro short and sweet, 5 seconds max. They don't want to hear, I was looking up and by then they've hung up and you don't have a chance to convert them, okay? So keep your intro short and sweet. Unless you're calling your people who know you and you can kind of embellish at that point, okay? But everybody's busy and nobody wants to talk to you unless you have something to offer them they need right now, okay? Mirror and match your voice and tonality. We're going to go into that a lot more too. Ask a question in the first 3 seconds, which is why our script is so simple, right? So very simple. We ask a question in the first 3 seconds. Then repeat and approve everything they say. So be direct and cut the crap. It's about them and their needs and what you can do for them. It's not about you being nervous. It's not about you trying to get an appointment and being desperate to do that. It's about what you can offer to them. And what you can offer to them is not necessarily what everybody you talk to needs today. But you're going to find out that there's a way to get them to at least allow you to put them on the database, do things that will allow you to do business with them in the past. The other thing, and this is going to surprise you because virtually every script that every company suggests is, who do you know, we always say, who do you know that I can help right now? But when do we say that?
After the conversation.
And
yes, after you've established rapport. If you do not have rapport, they are not going to talk to you, right? They may talk to you, but until they trust you, they're not going to offer up anybody they know that's maybe selling or buying, typically. Okay, not always, but typically. What we're trying to do is optimize your opportunity to work with everyone that you talk to. So here's the 5-penny close. We can use this with virtually any conversation. We can use it with any script. We can use it with, as I said, you'll find that it works with your husband, your kids, your father, your whoever you're trying to convince if you'll just use it. So, so here is an explanation of the 5-penny close. Everybody got your pennies?
yeah,
Okay, good. Well, aren't I embarrassed? I forgot mine. I mean, I didn't forget them, but I don't have them out here right at this moment. Okay, so the 5-penny close means that no matter what they say, you repeat and approve and ask another question. And when you do that, okay, so when you do that, you move, okay, put your pennies over to your, if you're right-handed, put your pennies over to your left-hand side, next to your left hand. If you're left-handed, put your pennies to your right-hand side, okay? And every time you repeat and approve another and ask another question, a closing question, you move 1 penny over. And the rule is you have to get 5 pennies over before you allow them to go, before you allow them to get off the phone. All right. So for instance, let's just say, hey there, my name's Christine Papworth, the real estate doctor, and I was calling you today because I just sold a house in our area and I had 5 offers on that property. Of course, only one person could buy it. Now I'm looking for houses to buy for 4 other people. When do you plan on moving? Do you mind if I ask? Let's see, Jodine, answer me. Oh, you're muted. Sorry, you're muted. Can you take yourself off mute?
Sorry about that. You know, we just actually moved here about 15 months ago. So we're happy. We're super happy where we're at.
How exciting. 15 months ago. That's amazing. So tell me, what do you love about the house in the neighborhood? Give me a little, tell me about it.
Oh, you know, we are doing a whole lot of remodeling in the house. So we're making it our own.
Oh, great.
And our neighborhood is super quiet. So wonderful neighbors. It's been a great move for us.
Wonderful. So where did you move from, if you don't mind my asking?
Moved from Northern California.
From Northern California. Oh, that's exciting. So Vegas is a little warmer, right? And
A little warmer.
And I can't believe you're in a quieter neighborhood, but you know, things that people don't know about Vegas is it's a great family town. Am I right?
It really is. It really is.
So it all depends on where you're at. Everybody thinks you're living on the strip when you say you live in Vegas, right?
They think that's all there is.
Yeah. So I know that you live right here in blah, 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 whatever your area is. So if you were, I'm curious, if you were to tell somebody else what the #1 thing about your area was, what would it be?
Oh gosh, there's just so much to do here. You know, there's, you know, there's the strip, there's restaurants, there's entertainment, there's a whole lot of outdoor activities, and we're super close to a lot of the national parks.
Yes, you are. Isn't that the best? I'm sure that you absolutely love it. So
We do.
that's great. So tell me that if you were to move again, not now, obviously, but do you see another move in your future? Is there something down the road that, you know, you're going to retire to so-and-so, or you might go to Mexico? What does your real estate future look like to you?
Oh, you know, I think at this point we want to, our next purchase will be a condo in Vancouver, Washington.
Wow.
Sell this big house when we're ready to retire. We're going to sell this house, buy something smaller here in Vegas, and then buy another property up north where our son is.
Oh, that's so exciting. Wonderful. So you're thinking you're going to go up north to Vancouver. What a gorgeous area.
It really
Different
is.
climates, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. So so just wondering, since you obviously are not ready to move yet, and
No.
you're living in such a great area, have you met any of your neighbors? Do you know anyone who has talked about maybe they're thinking of selling? Have you got anybody that I might could talk to today?
You know what? I was just talking to one of my neighbors, and they're thinking about downsizing.
No kidding. Well,
Yeah.
that's exciting. I would love to chat with them. What would be the best way for me to talk to them? Would you be willing to allow me to do that?
Well, I would probably want to clear it with them first before I gave their information away.
Mhm.
Could you call me back? I could probably see them, this afternoon or maybe tonight. Could you give me a call in a couple of days and I'll have that information for you?
I would love to do that. Can I just make sure, is this your main number? Is this the best number for you?
Yeah, this is my cell.
Great. And I'm sorry, what's your name?
I'm Jodine.
Jodine, I'm Christine.
Hi, Christine.
Hello. So how about is this a good time to reach you normally?
Yeah, this isn't a bad time.
Great. How about if I call you this time on Wednesday? Would that give you enough time to talk with them?
Sure.
Also,
sure.
can I text you my information so that you can reach me? Maybe you can just give it to them and they can call me too, whatever works. Okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're more than welcome to text
And
me.
I can text you on this number.
Yep.
All right, fantastic. I will do that. And I know, were you super happy with your agent when you bought your home? And so you'll be working with them again?
We haven't heard from them.
Isn't that funny how that works, right? Once you're done, you're done. Well, I would love to include you in on my database so that I can keep in touch. And when you're ready to go to Vancouver, I will be here for you. Would that be okay with you?
That'd be great.
Wonderful. Blah, 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 blah. I'll talk to you on Wednesday at about 9. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Now, that isn't exactly, actually, I was completely following the script. Did I feel like I was scripted, anyone?
No.
No. Jodine, how did it feel to you?
Muted myself again. It felt fine. It felt fine. It felt very conversational. It didn't feel like a sales call.
Okay, great. Which is what we want, right, guys?
Mhm.
We want to have a conversation without it feeling salesy, but getting to what we need and what they need, right? So she was easy on me and I appreciate that. And so did any of you have any question regarding any of that?
Nope.
Did I ask her more than 5 questions?
Yes.
Did I repeat and approve on most of them? I noticed a couple of them, I kind of went, oh, that's great. Which is kind of repeating and approving, but not exactly perfect. Now, this was not a situation where I was closing. The 5 penny close is to close for an appointment, okay? Pardon me. So I wasn't closing necessarily, but I was keeping her on the phone, and that my 5 pennies are all over to my right over here. So that was okay, right? So do you see kind of the way that it works?
Yes.
Does
Yeah.
that help you?
So every
Now-
time you ask a question, you move it over, or you move on to
Yeah,
the next.
every time you ask a closing question. So these weren't necessarily closing questions. When you're at a listing appointment, then they become closing questions, right? And I'll talk to you a little bit more about that as we go. But mainly, I wanted you to get the format. You ask a question, repeat and approve, mirror and match, and ask another, ask a question, listen to the answer, repeat and approve, ask another question. Ask a question, mirror and match, repeat their answer, and then ask another question. So that way you keep them in the conversation and you're aware of how many questions you're asking. Okay. So what if they say, I'm not interested? Right off the bat, boom, not interested. What does it say right there? Ask a question, right? So yeah, they're going to say, I'm not interested. The only way you lose is if they hang up the phone. And so rather than being nervous about it or thinking, gosh, they're not interested, I need to get off the phone, oh my gosh, ask another question, right? And if they stay on the phone with you, whether they're acting annoyed or not, make it a game. Make it a game. It doesn't have to be, just make it a game and keep asking a question. Sometimes that 5th question is the question that they go, well, yeah, I actually am thinking of moving down the road, or yeah, I do have a friend, right? And you'll notice I didn't talk about her, anybody she might know, until I had established rapport with her. Right? Questions about that, about anything we did on that. Thank you, by the way, Jodine, for being my guinea pig.
So do you just have several scripts in front of you?
No, that is basically the circle prospecting script. When do you plan on moving? How long have you lived here? Where did you move from? How did you happen to pick this area? If you were to move, where would you go next? And when would that be? Did I get all of those? Pretty much, right? Right? And it's one script, Jen. Just one. Okay. Honestly, that is the script that I used all the time. I even used it on expireds most of the time. And even when I was doing short sales and people who were in trouble, I used that script all the time. That's my fave, right?
What's your immediate when they say I'm not interested, you say, oh, fantastic.
Uh-huh. Yeah. How long have you lived here? Well, if I went and she says, we've only lived here for 18 months, that was, so we wouldn't be thinking of selling right away. And I go, fantastic, right? So it takes the pressure off of her, right? Then she goes, oh, I guess it's okay that she's not going to get an appointment from me today. And she relaxes, and so do I. Okay.
Well, and that call is all about building rapport.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what you did. What do you like about the area? What's fantastic about your house? Because people who've just moved into their houses, they either love their house and they're going to stay there, or they're like, oh my God, I made a huge mistake. I need to sell this sucker now because I hate the neighborhood, or barky dogs next door, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And so the whole call is to build rapport and get them in your database, or figure out how you can help them.
Exactly. And no matter what their problem is, by the time you get to the end of those 5 or 6 questions, they are likely to tell you, right? As long as they feel comfortable.
And one of the things that I did in the lead up to my best year ever in real estate was I was buying online leads and I was doing Facebook ads.
Mhm.
And I used the circle prospecting script, but I tweaked it a little bit. I'd be, hi, my name's Jodine. I'm calling with Keller Williams. I noticed that you registered on my website, and I was just reaching out. How can I help? Or you were looking for more information on X123 Main Street. How can I help? And they'd cut, most of them took a pause because I wasn't coming across as salesy. It was just, how can I help?
Mhm.
And they can't say, well, no, thank you, I'm not interested. Well, how can I help?
I love that. And so true.
Then you go into, well, how long have you lived here? How long, and then you develop your script and you weave through how you can help them. And more times than not, I got an appointment.
Yeah. It's amazing. Well, so many stories, and thank you for sharing that, Jodine. Irma, did you have any comments that you wanted to make about it, or any of you? Jen, anybody? Where is everybody?
I would just agree that the most success I have with people that I talk to is always, how can I help? And
Mhm.
I don't even keep it to real estate. If I can just genuinely be helpful to someone, it builds rapport. And it helps
Absolutely.
them to know, they can feel that I really am interested in what they need. That's my only objective.
Exactly. And then it always comes around to them wanting to reciprocate in some way. So it really is, we feel all of this immense pressure. And all the script does is give you a pathway to find out the answers that you need to have to help them in the way that they want to be helped. It's just so simple. I used to have an affirmation, and maybe I'll revive it, that said, if I don't help them, who will? and I really feel that way. I really feel like I'm going to do a better job for them. And all of you should feel that way as well. Now I'm going to do a better job for them than
anyone.
than
I always feel like I'll do a better job for them than the other person that's willing to call them.
Exactly. Okay, now what happened with my share? Somebody called me. That's the problem. Oh,
Well, and one more thing on that, the
yes,
scripts
please do.
give you, my big thing is, oh my God, what do I say next? So if I've got the script, I don't,
I apologize, you guys. I don't know how to stop that, so.
Press decline.
Yeah, I did. I mean, stop it on the thing, on the, I'll just turn off my phone is off. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry, Jodine, go ahead.
no, that's fine. My big thing is, oh my God, what do I say next?
Yep.
And so that script gives me something to say next, to get me on to, getting back on track with the call or the
Yes.
conversation.
Yes. All right. And you're so right. You got to have more than one question to ask, or else you're lost at the next one. And that's what scripting is all about. Okay. So, any other comments? Janet, are you in?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. I'm so excited to hear your voice.
Yeah,
Are
it's a
you
little.
It's a little groggy. Well, we're happy to have you. We're happy to have you here. I'm so glad you made it. Okay, so can you all see the 5 penny close still?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Checking. All right, good. Thank you for participating, Jodine, and for all of your participation. Irma, are you there? I can't hear you.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. Do you have anything to add?
I want to say ditto on everything that everybody said, because that's why we're here.
I just want to make sure that you get an opportunity to pipe in. And really, the rest of you, your input, even though you may not have used any of these programs before, your input is just as important as everyone else's. So don't be afraid to pipe in. Okay. Shami is saying hello. Okay, go away. Go away. Okay, so all right, so you see the script that is on the screen?
Yeah, it's kind of small.
I know it's kind of small, but I'm afraid to try and make it bigger because I'm afraid I will ruin it.
Just put your fingers on it and pull it bigger and it'll be bigger. And then hold it.
There we go. Can you see it better now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I put it on my
Okay,
big
good.
screen.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to say, I don't like the script. I'm sorry. We're not going to do this right now. Okay. All right. I'm going to take you to the next thing, which is let's practice the do I dare try and do this? I don't know if I dare try and do this. I was planning on putting this script in my in the PowerPoint itself, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. You guys, my biggest problem is I'm not very tech savvy, in case you haven't noticed. So do any of you have the script? Let's see, let's go up here. And that we did last week about circle prospecting. Do you have it in front of you by chance?
No.
Never mind. I'm going to go
I
find it.
do.
I am going to go and find it. Ooh, Ray, was that you that said I do?
No, I'm looking for it. I did have it in front of me.
That's all right. I'm going to find it. Do not worry. We will figure this out. Okay, so what I would like you to do is, does someone want to role play a 5 penny close with me? Just for fun.
I'll do it.
Okay, who said I'll do it?
Irma.
Irma, great. So I'm going to be the client and you're going to be the agent.
Okay,
All right, great. So you can use any script you want on me. Now, you guys, I want you to put your pennies over to your right or left, depending on which handed you are. And as she closes or asks another question, I want you to move your pennies over so we can keep track of what she's doing. Okay?
I could do any script you said?
Yeah, do any script you want.
Oh dear Lord.
Well, okay. Do you just want to do the basic circle prospecting script, or do you have another one that you use all the time?
You know, I don't even have any scripts in front of me, so I'll just call you.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, hello, is this Christine?
It is.
Hi, Christine, this is Irma Kappas with Keller Williams. And the reason for my phone call, Christine, is to let you know that your house showed up on my expired list.
Oh, I know it. I'm so pissed off. I wish you guys
Oh,
all
don't
were
be-
calling me.
Don't be pissed off, Christine. I'm here to help you. So I just have a couple of questions for you. Do you have a moment?
I really don't.
Okay, well, I understand that you don't have a moment, but I'll work really quickly. I was calling, when are you wanting to interview for your next appointment to sell your house?
Oh my gosh, I'm kind of deciding I'm going to take it off the market. I don't know who to talk to, and B, I am so discouraged. We were moving because we had a transfer and it fell apart because we couldn't get our house sold.
Okay,
So I'm
well,
really upset.
I totally understand, and I know that it could be a little frustrating and so forth, but I can reassure you that you have the right agent right now speaking with you to get your house sold, because I know that time is of the essence. Am I correct?
Time is, well, it was. I don't know if we'll even sell now.
Oh no, time is of the essence because we still want to fulfill your dream, right?
Probably, yeah. Probably.
Absolutely, absolutely. We don't want to give up because the first time it didn't work for you. So again, reassure you that I'll go ahead and I'll get this done for you. So I just have a couple of more questions for you. So where were you moving to?
We were moving to Arizona.
Okay, to Arizona. Beautiful, beautiful city. I've been there a couple of times. So, and you did mention that you had to get there right away. So, what is right away to you?
Well, we did have a job transfer, but now we don't have it anymore. So, I think I've just my mind is in Arizona. So I'm assuming that maybe I can make that happen again as long as I can get there. So I need to get my house sold to do that.
Absolutely, and I totally understand. So why don't I do this? Being that we're in a hurry, we want to get to Arizona, and we want to ensure that we get this job transfer. Why don't I set up an appointment for you for today, say about 4 or 5 o'clock, so we can go ahead and review the numbers, review the strategy, and getting your house sold right away. Would that work for you?
Well, I mean, maybe, but you know, I mean, what is your strategy? Why do you think you can get my house sold when nobody else can?
Well, let me go ahead and give you a little feedback on myself. 2 years ago, I sold 116 houses. Last year, we sold 62 houses. So I know how to sell houses. I know how to go ahead and position them so that way we can go ahead and get them sold. So that way we can go ahead and put you where you need to be at the time frame that you need to be. How does that sound?
Wow, that's impressive. That's impressive. But still, I mean, how do you, well, it's hard for me to keep giving you objections. So well, I don't know. You know, the other agent told me that my house needed to be remodeled and I had to put all this money into it, and I just can't do that. Are you going to make me do that too?
Well, you know what? I don't know what it I don't know what the picture looks like because I haven't seen your house, and I really don't want to go ahead and say that that's what I'm going to do what the other agent did, because every agent sees things in a different way. And so my way is I come from how I'm going to go ahead and get you where you need to be at the time frame that you need to. So if it's remodel and so forth, that's not going to work for you. I can say that right now. My job is to go ahead and look at the property, look at the numbers, and give you the best suggestion for you. How is it going to work, and how is it going to get you to where you need to be right away? So I'm available at 4 o'clock, Christine, and I know that time is of the essence. So I can be there at 4 o'clock ready to put this on the market for you.
Well, you know, I think 4 o'clock will work, but my husband is in Arizona already. So how, and you know, so he won't be there, but you can come and see me.
Okay, well, you know what? We have what's called Zoom. Zoom is a platform
Oh
where,
yeah, I'm familiar with that. Yeah.
okay, well, there you go. We can go ahead and do that, or we can go ahead and just get him on the telephone.
Sounds perfect. Okay, 4
Okay.
o'clock. Great.
Okay, and then one last question is, I know that, is he going to be, he's also a signer on the contract?
I apologize. What did you say?
He's also going to be a signer on the contract?
Yes.
He's going to sign. Okay, very good. So we can use what's called a DocuSign. So we can have you sign, and then I can scan it and send it over to him. Make it a lot easier for all of us.
Perfect. We'll see you at 4.
Okay, thank you, Christine.
Everybody give Irma a hand. Excellent,
Yay.
Irma.
Yay!
Okay, I hope you were making notes. By the way, I didn't tell you to make notes, but I hope that you were making notes, because this was a great example. So what did you notice?
She
Speak up.
she would repeat back to you what you had said, and then like add a little confidence each time, so that you know she knew she was hearing you, but she was also like pushing you on to keep thinking.
Exactly. Very, very good comment. Very good. Okay, what else did you notice, everyone?
She was really empathetic, and she mirror and match your the way that you talked.
Oh, okay, good, good. So she definitely mirrored and matched the way that I talked. Did the rest of you notice that? That's a very subtle thing, but it's super important. And you know, not everybody does it, but if you do it, it makes you a lot more successful. So excellent job there. Okay, anybody else got something they want to say?
I don't know. I think other than like she just didn't give up. She kept trying to close you again and coming back to it again and again. And then the whole Zoom is super convenient when you don't have another person there. I know that then I don't know you said in the past, if the other person isn't there, try to schedule when they are there. But I mean, if Zoom works, then great.
Yeah, Zoom is a great alternative to that, isn't it? Would you ever, thank you for bringing that up, Ray, would any of you ever go on an appointment where the other person who is a signer on, well, even if they're not a signer, if they're on the property, would you ever go on an appointment where you couldn't present to both? Either by Zoom
No,
or by
not you. No,
phone?
you try not too hard.
Never. Never. It never works. Never works. I promise. All right.
Can
Good.
I add something to that, Christine?
Yes. Irma, was that you? Yes. Go
Yes,
ahead.
that was me.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so I would never go on an appointment if the other spouse, the other person was not there, but because I didn't have the confidence. Okay, now I have the confidence, and this is what I found. And this is sometimes, it's just something that you have to feel inside of you. When that number, if it's to the husband, or that number that you're calling is to the wife, they're the decision makers. So if it's the wife that I'm talking to and the other part is not there, 9 out of 10 times I will still do that appointment, because I'm still going to do an excellent representation. I'm still going to do what I got to do, because that's what's going to get me in the door. And she's going to go ahead and tell him, you know what, she's good, blah, 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 blah. I say, let's move forward. So it's something that I feel, and something that when you're having that conversation with somebody, you know, okay, she's the one that makes the decisions, because they're the ones that the other person's going to listen to.
Okay, well, I would disagree with that, but that's worked for you in the past, and so that's good. As long as it works for you. I'm telling you, there is 1 out of 300. 1 out of 300 will sign if you are not there. And if the other person is not there, either by Zoom, by phone, something, they're not going to do the same presentation that you do. And what they're going to do is tell them the things that you said that they didn't like. And meanwhile, 3 other agents have called them, and you're going to get cut out. So be very, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, when you get to be doing 100 deals a year, then maybe, but even then, Irma, don't do it. It's not worth it to lose a $20,000 commission, you know? So don't do it. I promise. Even if they say, I'm not kidding you, I have asked them, I'll get to you in a minute, Janet. I've said to them, okay, are you the decision maker? Yes. Are you the only one who needs to sign? Yes. Will you, of course, I do the pre-qual, which you guys don't know yet, but the first question is, if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you going to list your home with me when I arrive tomorrow? I do all of that. I show up, I do a great presentation, and they go, oh, well, I would like to give my spouse an opportunity to know about it. So no. So don't do it. I'm telling you. All right, Janet, comment.
I was thinking about my very first listing that I went on, and I got it in Turlock, but both husband and wife were there, but she had a son who had nothing to do with the sale, except that he did because he lived there. And we got listed, we got it on the market, and then he flipped out and it all fell apart. So you even need to ask deeper, like, is there anyone else this is going to affect that might change your mind?
Absolutely. And in the pre-qual script, when we get to it, it does say that. So yes, Irma, I'm proud of you that you're so confident that you can do it. But even I reached a point where I went, it's a waste of time. I'm not going to do it. So everybody use your best, but Irma feels confident. That's great. Irma, you are confident. Yay.
Yes, I can see that.
And that's great. Okay. So I had anybody else got a comment around Irma's role play? I had a couple. Okay. So fantastic job, first of all. I loved that she repeated and approved Arizona, even though she said, yeah, that's a great city. Which city did you think it was? All right. So she repeated.
I was nervous.
Of course you were. She repeated and approved virtually everything that I said. I mean, it was textbook, really, really good. And more importantly, what did she do after she repeated and approved? What did she do? She freaking closed. Did you notice?
Yes.
Every single time. She said, I want you don't want to take it off the market. Now, there are some things that she said that I think we could fine tune, but she was nervous and she did a great job. But the thing that she did that I was so impressed at, no matter what I threw at her, she would handle the objection and then she would close again. She didn't, there was no silent, awkward stuff. Did you notice?
I got way past
every single time. I want you to go back and listen to that recording. It was superb in the way that she closed after every objection. Couple of things, and these are just what I teach, okay?
Hey, Christine.
Yes, Jen.
When you say she closed, what are you, like, define close to us?
Asked for an appointment. Okay, so you'll notice I said, well, I don't even know if I'm going to keep it on the market. And she said, well, what are your dreams? You don't want to give up on your dreams. What was your dream? And I said, well, I was going to go there for a transfer, but my brain is there now. And so now, and she said, I totally understand that. And then she said, so let's get together and we'll meet and at 4 o'clock and we'll talk about it. Then I said, well, I don't even know if I still want to do this. And what are you going to do that the other agents didn't do? And she said, well, I sold 110 houses last year or 2 years ago. And last year I sold 64. So I know how to get homes sold. So let's wait. Well, so let's get together at 4. Then I said, well, the other agent said that I had to remodel. And she said, well, I haven't seen your property yet, but I don't believe you're going to need to remodel. And can I just say, you're an idiot if you go into a listing appointment or into a program
Yeah.
and tell people right off the bat they need to fix their house up. Stop it. Okay. So then you, how's that? So anyway, and then she said, but let's get together at 4 and then we'll discuss it. She doesn't handle any major objection on the phone, does she? Except
No.
to say, I heard you, I understand your concern, let's get together. That's what closing is, Jen. Okay, does everybody get that? Great question, thank you. We assume that everyone speaks real estate. We assume that everyone speaks sales the way that we do, and it's not always true. So yes, she closed after every objection. It was superb. Excellent.
One of the other things that she did well was she, and I can't remember the term for it, but after she'd ask you a question and she'd handle it, she'd say, don't you agree? Or to get you to say, yes, I agree. Does that make sense? Yes, that makes sense. It gets your buy-in.
Exactly.
After she handles the objection.
Exactly. Thank you, Jodine. And actually, that's what the next part of this program is all about, is the yes formula. So any other comments around that role play?
Okay. Like repairs, or I guess if someone, so I recently went on one and she's kind of my friend. I got my dog from her, and I went to her house and they are thinking about listing. And she's like, well, okay, I'm not going to do this if I'm going to move, but like, should I paint? I mean, little things like that. I mean, yeah, sure. Don't go into it at all, or just say, maybe, yeah, it would probably increase.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Ray. I didn't mean that you never go into it. Because there are some cases, as we know, where I believe Annalise has one right now where the people are hoarders.
Oh.
And they say, we're going to get it cleaned up. Is it possible for a hoarder to get their house cleaned up? No.
Not by themselves.
They can't do it by themselves. So yes, you are going to handle it, but not on the phone call that you're trying to make an appointment on, and not the first thing that you walk in the door. There are so many little things that's what these presentations do, is they open up more doors to talk about more things to help you be better as an agent. One thing that I have to tell you, I have run into so many times, particularly with expired and withdrawn listings when I've gone on appointments, is I walk in, and we're going to talk about this on the listing appointment role plays, but I walk in, I find something to compliment them on, no matter what, right? Find something to compliment them on. And at the end of my presentation, I would guess that I probably had 30% of them who said, the reason I listed with you is because you liked my house. Right? Wow. It's just common sense. And thank God somebody out there, some stupid stupid trainer is telling people the first thing you do is you go in and you tell them what they need to fix about the house. That is not impressive to people. It hurts their feelings, and I don't care what a pigsty they live in. And you are behind the 8 ball from then on. Go in and find something to make them feel good. Okay? Make it genuine. Sometimes I had to say stuff like, I love that picture. That's great. Or I would say, your floor plan is super great, or your house has great bones. Anything. Do not go in there finding fault with them right off the bat. It's crazy. Okay. Crazy mistake. Okay. Let's go back to the role play. If I can figure out to the presentation, if I can figure out how to share the screen again. Okay. What are you doing? Stop it. Okay. Okay. We're going to go back to now. The yes formula is the 5-penny close on crack. Okay. This is the thing that is just such a great game changer. So you notice that Jodine said she got you to say yes. Well, and she did a couple of times. So if you were able to get someone to say, so here's the deal. Everybody, most agents, most people say no, 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 no. What do you say when people come into the store and you say, how can I help you? And they say, no, thank you. You call people on the phone and you say, when do you plan on moving? I'm not moving. They say, no, 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 no. And believe me, all they hear all day is no, 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 no as well. So the way that the yes formula works is we through our dialogue and our asking questions, come here to me. We get them to say yes. So for instance, if I were doing the same script that Irma just did on me. By the way, I would like to make one other comment that I wrote down and forgot to mention to you. You will notice that Irma asked me if this was Christine. Irma, do you do that every time? Do you ask their name every time?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is a matter of taste. This is a matter of taste, and this is how I train. How Irma does it, it works for her, and that's great. Because I could have been hard on her, because what happens half the time when you say, is this Christine? If they don't want to talk to you, what do they say?
No.
That's right. No, it's
Wrong
not.
number.
And then you have nowhere to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't continue to ask them a question. Now, I will say that when you're working with your database, people who know you already, obviously you're going to call them by name. When you're working with expireds, you may want to call them by name. I have found that it's better if I don't, because they say, no, that's not me. And then you have nowhere to go. Oh, well, if you were Christine, what would you say to me right now? Right? You have nowhere to go. So just start the script. Okay. Just start. Hey, thanks for taking my call. This is Christine Papworth, a real estate doctor, and I'm calling you today because I specialize in selling homes that have come off the market. When can we set up an appointment so I can help you get your home sold? Would Monday or Tuesday work? See how quick that was?
Yeah.
If they aren't the person who has the expired listing, will they tell me? Yes, they will. So I have found that it's better not to ask who they are. All right.
And coach, it has happened to me in the past.
Yes. Good.
It has happened to me.
Yep.
So,
I'm sure. So, yeah, I would, in most cases, I would say lose the name unless you're calling people that you know. Okay. All right. So the yes formula, let's go back to this. So as you can see, what you start down here in the lower, your case, right-hand corner, I guess, the topic and the objection. I want to sell my property. I want to purchase a home, whatever that may be. Then you chunk up, which is basically just using the script. Oh, what's your intention for? What is the purpose of? What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish by getting your home sold, right? Then you go and then you repeat and approve. And what does that help you to accomplish? And then you ask, what else? What else? What else? And then you come down to 4. So I'm understanding you correctly. You're interested in, all right? And you do, when you're using the 5 penny close, you can use 5 pennies again, move them over as you're going, but you're saying yes, okay? So, and then at the end, when I can demonstrate to you how I can help you get to Arizona so that you can get your job, so that you can live your dream life, so that you can be where your kids are, so that you can do, so you want me to do this, and they say yes, and you would like this, and you say yes. And by the time they say yes 5 times in a row, they're going to say yes to an appointment. So shall we demonstrate?
Yes.
Thank you. Stephen used to start using it with me on coaching calls, and I say, don't use that crap on me. Don't yes formula me to death. I know what you're doing because it works on coaching clients too. So let's see. Who can I pick on?
Mhm.
So Jen, okay. So I'm going to be the agent and you be the client, okay?
Okay.
And let's
Okay.
kind of use, so I said Jen Polson, right? Janet,
All
I
right.
heard you answering only because I recognize your very deep and wonderful voice. So Jen Polson, can you role play with me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, so if you look at this script, Jen kind of used the same scenario as Irma started with, right?
Okay.
Where you're going to Arizona, you had a job transfer, you want to go there because it was your dream job, blah, 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 blah. Okay, just so we're kind of on the same page. All right. But you can be kind of obstinate too. So, you know. All right. So everybody pay attention. Get your 5 pennies ready and watch how this works. Okay. So ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for taking my call. This is Christine Papworth, the real estate doctor. And I'm calling because I'm desperately in need of a home in your area. And I noticed that yours just came up as an expired listing. I'm fixing the script, right? To meet the name, to meet the situation. So when would be a great time for us to get together to talk about getting your home sold?
You know, I'm really busy right now. I just don't know that I'm in the mood to talk to anyone else about selling my house.
Oh my goodness, I can totally appreciate that. It's such a frustrating thing, isn't it? Have you had calls from a million people?
Yes, I usually don't answer them, and your number looked like it was close to somebody that I was expecting a call from. And, you know, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in a really big hurry and I just don't have time for this right now.
You know, I totally get it. I'm going to be really quick. Just let me ask you one question. Where were you going to go? When did you need to be there?
Arizona, I have a job offer down there that looked really, really promising. But the original timeline didn't work. And so now I'm just frustrated. I don't even know that I can make it work anymore.
Oh my gosh. Was that a great job for you? Was that a job that you really wanted to take?
Yeah, we were pretty excited about it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So, this job, is it still available? Could you get it if we sold your house tomorrow?
Yeah, but it would have to, you know, sell pretty quickly. And I don't really have time to go back and forth and deal with everything that I already had to deal with.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that we're talking today. That's why they call me the real estate doctor. I believe that this is something that we can make happen together because I already have 4 people who are wanting to buy in your neighborhood. And I know that your house would be perfect for one of them. So let me ask you, how soon could you be in Arizona? If we sold your home this week, would that work for you?
No, not really. We stopped packing because everything fell apart. I don't think I can get packed and moved in a week. That seems overwhelming and frustrating.
We can totally work that out. I don't want you to even worry about it. This is all about you. So when you go to Arizona, what city are you moving to, by the way?
Phoenix.
Oh, well, Great place, great place. In fact, I started my real estate career there, believe it or not, many years ago. So Phoenix is a great area. Do you have a home there that you would like to purchase?
Well, we thought we did, but everything all fell apart when this one fell apart. So now I don't even know what to do. The housing market is crazy everywhere. And so
I
we were
know.
just thinking that, I don't know, it just feels like what realtors don't really do too much. And I can have just as much success just throwing it online myself and putting a sign out in my yard. I can sell my house on Facebook, and then I can take that extra money and use it to help me move and buy new furniture for my new house.
You know, I agree with you. You could do that. I am concerned that your time frame may not allow you to do that in the way that you need to. And do you know, I've sold thousands of homes over the last few years, and I am an expert at selling homes that didn't sell the first time. So when would be the best time for us to get together for 5 minutes? I know you're in a hurry today. Could you meet with me this afternoon? Would that be possible? Say 5 o'clock.
So would I be actually working with you, or are you just going to give me to somebody on your team who just started and doesn't really know what they're doing?
Oh my goodness, you would actually be working with me. Believe me, I have a team around me that supports what I do, but you would be working with me. So would 5 o'clock work for you?
I'll have to check with my husband and see when he's going to be home from work. Maybe.
Great. I mean, I'm sure you know when he normally gets home. So when does he normally get home? Was 5 too early?
Oh, that was really good. He will definitely be home by 7. He could be home earlier, but definitely, it wouldn't be any later than 7.
Perfect. You know, I have another appointment at 7, but your situation is so important to me and to you. I'm going to postpone that one, and I'm going to be there at 7. Would that be okay?
Yeah, that would be fine.
All right, fabulous. So let me just recap so that I'm sure that I understand what we're doing here. You need to be in Arizona. Is it within 30 days?
Hopefully, but I probably need a little bit of help figuring out how to get another house there too. So what if this one sells too soon, and how do I rent for a month? I don't know what to do.
Believe me, I can work that out. I can work that out, and I might be even able to get you free rent for a month if we need it. So I don't want you to worry about that. Our main goal is to get your home sold, right?
Yes.
Say yes. And
yes.
and then get you to Arizona to your dream job, right?
Oh yes.
And then what
that
else?
Would be lovely.
Yes, and do it in the time frame that you need it to happen in, so that you get time to buy the home in Arizona that you want to have. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And so when I can show you how we're going to get you to Arizona to your dream job in the time frame that works for you, and a dream home in Arizona, that will be exactly what you need to have happen. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. So I am so excited to see you at 7 o'clock tonight. Your husband will be there, correct?
Yes.
Great. And I'm going to send you some information, and and then I would do a pre-qual right then, you guys. Okay. I would do a pre-qual right then, which we'll talk about in a minute. Okay. Good.
Good.
Yes.
All right. So talk to me. What did you learn from that? It was far from perfect. I'm the first person to say, but Jen didn't have my script. And you know what? I hate that when the people that I'm calling don't have my script. Don't you? Okay.
I was trying to be difficult too.
And I mean, you were perfect. You were no more difficult than most people would be. So let's talk about what you learned from that, everyone. Did you get the yes formula?
Yes.
Jen, how did it make you feel?
You actually flipped my brain around from being argumentative to listening to you. Because I set off to be argumentative.
And what causes that to happen, you guys? Do you have a feel for that? What causes her to flip from being argumentative and I hate you, get off of my phone, to, oh, really? What causes that?
You supported her the whole time.
Right. By repeating and approving.
Approving.
Right? Repeating and approving is what causes that. Because by repeating and approving, you're building rapport and you're making them understand that you only care about what works for them, not for you. Right? So repeating and approving. It was hard for me to get into a close with her because I didn't know enough about her situation. So you'll notice that just keeping her on the phone at the beginning was my main goal, and discovering how I could build her dream to make her see that we could make it happen. I thought it was interesting. Any comments? I don't want to critique my own call. You know what I'm saying? But there were a couple of things that I thought she really did well on the role play to bring in. One of them was, well, I don't know. I can't move, even though she says I have to sell right away and I've got to be there and it's really important that I'm there. Then she pulls in, oh, well, I couldn't move in a month because I don't have a house to buy there yet. Is that something that you hear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now, a lot.
The timing
Oh,
always flips them out, especially in a seller's market. They hear bidding war so much, they're flipped out.
absolutely. So I didn't want to handle everything with regard, because there's lots of ways that we can deal with that. Is now the time to talk to her about that?
No.
No. So but does that give me ammunition for my meeting with them?
Yes.
Knowing that that is a problem. This is why we ask questions. I could go in there blind. Many of you have said to me, well, I've never done a listing presentation because I don't have to, because I've already built such great rapport and they're my friends. And I didn't have to do a pre-qual, and I don't have to do that because they're my friends. Well, how many friends if you want to do 100 transactions a year, if you want to make $1 million this year, can you only work with friends?
No.
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 Not at
And
all.
even with friends, do you know everything about them?
No.
No. So I have always said, and we don't include this on this presentation, but the most important script we have is what?
The one we use.
Prequel.
Right, I love that. The one we use. Yes, but the prequel script is the most important script we have. If you want to be successful, you need to know everything you can before you walk into that thing. And we're going to work on prequel tomorrow. Okay. All right. So anything else? So did you see how the yes, I didn't do a great job of, and what does that mean? And what will that do? And why is that? Because you're building their dream, right? You're getting them to understand what's important to them, and keeping their eye on the dream, not on the problems down here. Also, is there always a reason that house didn't sell?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it?
Price.
That's right. Every time.
I don't know. Sometimes.
Trust me, it's price. Because can anything else be taken? Like, can you really change that the house is in a terrible neighborhood? Can you change that? Can you go to the neighbors and say, clean up your yard? Can you change that? I have a tenant in the house and he won't let it be shown, but I have to have it sold. Can you change that?
No.
But how do you change it? You can
Price.
only fix it by price, right?
Yeah. I had that happen recently.
there are things that you can do. Yes, you can take better pictures. If it's overpriced, does it matter how good your pictures are?
Mm-mm.
Say no.
No.
And say no. You can, this is everybody's argument, Jen. I'm not making fun of you, only slightly. Where's my hand? Only
I
slightly.
can take it. All I know is that people spend millions of dollars on marketing for a reason. And sometimes you can win just because the other person doesn't.
Not if it's priced wrong.
They completely.
Not if it's.
I mean, I
priced
even
wrong.
saw one yesterday. They didn't even give the bedroom, bathroom count or describe the neighborhood. So no one wants it. Doesn't matter what it's priced as. They didn't describe it correctly.
No, but if it were priced at $1,
Well,
if
okay.
if it were priced low enough that people went, oh my gosh, I don't care what it is, I want it. Because it's priced so low, they would buy it. If it was priced correctly, it would have sold.
So we'll have to like put a pin in that one between correctly and low enough to start a frenzy.
That's right. That's right. And correctly is low enough to start a frenzy. But in this market. But you know, we'll talk about it more. We're going to talk about pricing a lot.
Yes.
Don't worry. But basically, every time an expired listing doesn't sell is because of price. Now, it might be because the tenant didn't let it be shown. It might be because you have a problem with probate. It might be because of other things. But trust me, price would have accommodated all of those things. Okay. So yes, you can optimize the property. You can make it look better. You can market it better, but you don't have to spend a ton of money to do that, because if it's not priced right, I don't care if you coat it in gold, they're not going to buy it. Okay. All right. So back to how much time have we spent? This is so fun. Okay. So back to this. So I was hoping we could do a little bit of a role play so that you guys got a chance to role play with the yes formula. So I think what we will do is, I don't have a clock in here, so I can never tell what time it is. I won't be able to. Okay. I think what we will do is we will, let's do another role play for with the yes formula. Okay. So that you all have another recording. And then would you listen to the recording? And when we are on the phone, when we're not in this situation, because I don't know how to have you role play with each other without, well, maybe we can. So you guys all can hear each other right now, right? And even if you can't see each other, it's okay. All right. So, do I have any volunteers for anyone who would like to try the yes formula? Ray, have you used the yes formula to any extent? Irma, have you used it to any extent?
No.
Where you would feel comfortable? Jodine? Oh, she had to leave. She had to leave. She had a.
No, I'm still here. No, I
Are
haven't. No,
So
I would
you haven't
want
used
to
it
practice a little bit.
Janet, have you used it?
Not in a while, but
Okay. All right. Well, then let's
have
just
used
do this. Janet, you want to role play with me? I'll be the agent, so you don't have to freak. Okay. All right. So I'll be the agent, and I'm just going to do basically what we're doing here. So Janet, knowing that we're doing the yes formula, you know, let's just try and make it as good as we can. Okay. With, you know, go along. All right. I don't want you to be a pushover, but go along. Okay. All right. So ring, ring. Janet, this is for you.
I think Janet left. Really, I think she did.
Chicken. Okay. Jodine, you want to do this?
I can do it.
Sure.
Oh.
Okay, good. Oh, who said they could do it?
I'll step in.
Okay, Ray. Okay, we'll let Ray do it since she volunteered. Okay, so ring ring.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for taking my call. This is Christine Papworth, the real estate doctor, and I'm calling you today because I'm desperately in need of a home in this area. Have you by any chance thought of selling in this changing market?
Well, I've thought about it, but I don't think it's the right time for us to sell right now. We just bought in 2020 and we're still making the upgrades to the house.
Oh, you are? Well, that's exciting. You just bought in 2020. Super. So where did you move from?
Lodi?
Lodi. And you're in Valley Springs now, right?
I am, yes.
Okay, awesome. So I was looking specifically in your area. So you've only lived there for a couple of years. Have you built up a lot of equity? I'm assuming that you have.
I haven't really looked at it. I just go off of, sometimes I'll, look on Zillow or something, but I haven't asked anybody to actually look and see how much equity or talk. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody.
And you said that you were trying to make some improvements, or you were not quite finished doing that. Well, tell me about that. That sounds fun.
Well, the entrance to the property didn't have a gate. So we have kids and we wanted to put a gate up that swings out and in when we enter. And most of it's old fencing, so we're redoing it. And the paint, it was disgusting and green. So we painted it. We painted it, and it's taken a little longer, but we have fun doing little projects like that.
Well, I just have to ask you, can you believe how much fencing costs? Is that not the craziest thing?
It's insane.
It's so nuts. I know, it's just so crazy. Well, so you have painted and you've done some things. Is there any other improvements that you were going to make?
Well, my hallway bidet that came with the house just stopped working all of a sudden, and then the shower looks like a spaceship. So eventually I want to take that all out and replace it. I have to do the toilet anyway, but I know it's
well, it sounds like you've got some great stuff going on. I'm so excited for you to be able to do that. It may interest you to know that just based on generalities, your home has probably doubled in value. What did you pay for it, if you don't mind my asking?
$349, $350.
$349. And how many square feet do you have?
17.
And do you have any acreage? I'm sorry, I'm just asking questions.
No, 1 acre.
1 acre. Oh, that's so great. Everybody wants an acre. So let me just ask you, it sounds like you're there, and was it your dream home to begin with, or you could see the potential of it being a dream home? Do you want to stay there forever?
No, I want to move. I need more space. We pretty much outlived. We don't have any more room for anything now, apparently. Now, I don't know. We moved out of this small house and came into this big house, and I just need more room.
Isn't it funny? Did you add any babies while you were at it?
I just had one when I moved here, yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it every time. So if you were to move, where would you go? What's your, if you were to be able to sell, where would you want to go?
I think I'd stay in town, just get more, I'd have more space and more acres.
Okay, so you'd want a bigger house and more acreage?
Correct.
Oh, doesn't that sound exciting? And maybe not have to spend all of your money fixing up this house if we could make it happen just the right way. Would that be cool?
Totally, yeah.
All right, so I'm just wondering, would it be worth talking? So if you could get more for your home so that you had enough equity to buy that bigger home with bigger acreage, would that be great?
Yes, it would.
And you could still do it while the interest rates are down, and so you'd have a low interest rate on the new home that you might buy, right?
Possibly.
Yeah. And maybe you wouldn't have to do all those repairs. You could save that money and put it into the new home. Would that be great?
It would be great, but I thought about why couldn't I just sell it on my own and keep that money to, for the repairs for the other house?
Well, I agree with you that you could sell it on your own and save the money. However, I don't think that's a real concern for you, is it? Because you'd want to coordinate purchase of the other home, selling this one, timing of everything, and making sure that you got the absolute best deal in both directions. Am I right?
Yeah, I can see that. Okay.
Yeah, so that would be more beneficial than sitting around for months trying to sell it on your own and maybe missing the window that you have with the interest rates going to go up. Would you agree?
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So if we could get you to a bigger house, right?
Okay, yeah,
With
yes,
more acreage, correct?
yes,
Without having to do a lot of repairs on your existing home.
yeah.
And while the interest rates are still down,
Mhm.
that would make all your dreams come true, right?
Yes, I think so. My
Okay,
husband wants to be a farmer, so.
perfect. All right, so if we can do all that in the time frame you want and get everything you want, that would be worth spending an hour with me to discuss it and see what the possibilities are, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Great. So when would be best for us to get together? Tomorrow night or next week?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, great. When can I get you and your hubby together?
He should be home around 5.
Around 5. Great. Do you want to have time to have dinner? Maybe I can pop over at about 6.
Yeah, he need a couple of drinks before he starts. He's stressed out when he comes home.
Okay. Well, I want him in a calm mood, so let's do that for sure. All right. I am so excited to meet with you. I will see you tomorrow night at 6. I mean at 6, right?
Yeah,
All right. Fantastic. Thank you for talking with me today.
thank you.
See you tomorrow. Okay, I would do the pre-qual right then as well. All right. So thank you, Ray. That was awesome. Questions, comments, whatever.
I apologize. My phone went dead on me.
Jen she took a powder, she left.
Yeah, I know.
That was okay. That was okay. Okay, so did you see how the yes formula worked?
Yes.
And did you have any questions about, was she even gonna think about selling her house, really?
No.
So do I have to worry about she's gonna call another agent and have them come over?
No.
No.
Probably not, because she wasn't thinking about it anyway. During the pre-qual, it will be, well, in fact.
It's the prequel.
Okay, so I'm just going to do this with you. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick pre-qual with you, okay? Yes, the pre-qualification script. That's what we're going to do.
Oh, this is
And
equity.
I would get it for you, but I'm afraid to get off of this screen. Well, maybe. So you're just gonna have to listen, okay? Now you wait a minute. Okay, so hold on a minute.
Well, how much do you owe?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but we want to do it exactly the way that we want to do it. Why am I not doing this? Okay, there. And then there. Hold on a minute. You cannot minimize Zoom when you are recording this meeting. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm just going to do it. Pay attention, and we will and then we'll do the pre-qual tomorrow when we are actually doing it. Okay. Okay, so did I stop sharing? I did. Oh, I think I know how to do this. Oh, it's not worth it. It's okay. We'll just do it the way that we're doing it. Okay. So the pre-qual is okay, so Ray, let's see. Ray, since you're you. So Ray, I just have a couple of other questions so that I can be better prepared and do a great job for you when I see you tomorrow night at 6. Is now a good time to ask you?
Sure.
Okay, great. So if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can make all of this happen for you, are you planning to list your home after I meet with you tomorrow night at 6?
Yeah, I think so. I hope
Okay.
so.
Most people would say maybe, and it's okay to say maybe. Okay. Doesn't matter what they say. Even if they say no, doesn't matter. Okay. So are you planning on interviewing more than one agent for the job of getting your home sold?
No, I do know, yeah, no.
Great, great. So let me just verify what we already talked about. You said that you wanted to stay in Valley Springs or in the general area, but you wanted a larger home with more property. What does more property mean to you?
It means I don't know.
5 acres, 3 acres?
Oh, what does it mean? How much do I want? Yeah, 5 acres.
5 acres. Okay, great. Now you'll notice that I'm filling this out because this is the first thing that goes in your listing presentation packet when you go there. Okay. So if I sold your home in the next 30 days, would that be a good thing or a bad thing?
It would be a good thing.
As long as we have you something to go to, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. Great. Okay. So when I see you, do you have an idea as to how much you want to list your home for?
No, because I don't know. I don't. I really don't. I think I need you for that. I think that I don't have enough upgrades yet.
All right. Well, you know, as a professional real estate agent, I study homes and prices every day. Therefore, I am assuming that we'll list it at a price that will cause it to sell so that we can get your other home bought in the same breath, right?
Right.
So do you have an idea as to what price you can't go below and still make it happen on the other end?
I don't want at least 450.
Absolutely. I'm actually hoping for more. So we'll work on that. Okay. So, blah, 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 blah. How much do you said you owe 349? How much do you owe on it now?
Probably 336.
336. Great. And, we already know that you want to purchase as well. So just you kind of described your home to me already. What color did you paint it from the ugly green?
It is like an off-white.
Eggshell. Okay. Great. And you want to, like, your fence is kind of in need of repair. Am I right?
Yeah, my husband's doing the whole fence line.
Okay. Is the house livable? Is there anything you have to do to it to make it livable, or is it okay?
It's livable.
Okay, great. Because right now we can sell anything at top dollar. So we're going to get top dollar for you too. Okay.
Okay.
So I've only spoken with you. I know your husband's going to be there. Do I need to have a conversation with him before we meet?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, do you want to share his number with me? Do you want to kind of warn him?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, great. I'll be sending over a package of information. Will you take a few minutes to look at it before I get there tomorrow night?
Definitely.
Great. And do you prefer email or delivery?
Email.
Okay, great. And what's your email address?
My
Blah, blah,
email.
blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. Do you have any questions before I arrive?
No, I don't. I just, I'm really just curious about
the whole thing, how it can work? That's awesome. So ask me a question that most people would ask.
Oh, what is your commission?
That is a great question. And knowing how important that is to you, commissions are always negotiable, of course, but knowing how important that is to you, that's the first thing we'll talk about when we get there. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right, great. Ask me another question. Do I have to have a sign in my yard?
Do I have to have a sign on my yard?
Well, obviously a sign is one of our best selling tools, but everybody's got their own situation. So let's wait till I get there, see what your question is and what your concern is about that, and we'll talk about it and figure it out. Okay.
Okay. Do I need to clean my house before you get here?
Oh, no. We're just doing a walkthrough. I want to see it the way that you live. Okay. And we'll go from there. How's that? Don't even worry about it.
Butt naked kid. All right.
All right, my dear. I am so looking forward to seeing you. I'll give your husband a call. What's his name?
Brian.
Brian. All right. And I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow night at 6.
Okay. And I only say butt naked kids because my kid just keeps taking off his clothes. Sorry.
Great. More excitement than I've had in a year.
I'll stop him.
All right. Fantastic. Okay. Very good. So thank you, Ray. Any questions about the pre-qual? Any questions about anything of the presentation or anything? Can you see how the pre-qual is the most important script you'll ever use?
Yeah,
Why is that? Explain it to me.
because you get all you just get the scoop. I mean, you're prepared when you go to the house. You know what to bring. Like, I want to know what my house is worth, so you'll bring the comps.
Yeah, well,
know.
I wouldn't even go to a listing appointment without the comps, right?
Right. Yeah.
But what
And-
do most agents do? I'm sorry, Ray, go ahead.
Well, no, it's okay.
What do most agents do when they go on a listing appointment? They sweat bullets over, they're going to argue with me about price. I don't know what they want. I don't know how much they're going to argue with me about price. They're going to ask me about my commission. I don't want to have to handle that. I don't know how to handle that. Oh my gosh, it's so nerve wracking, right?
Yeah.
Does it really
Hey,
matter?
Christine,
Yes, Jodine.
so can you role play with Annalise
Oh.
as I volunteer her? Will you be the agent and Annalise will be her friend that she needs to talk to this week?
Annalise, where are you? Oh, there you are.
She's like, don't do that to me. So be your best disagreeing version of April.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll tell you
Okay.
what, I'll tell you what, because we are almost, can we do that tomorrow, Annalise? You be April and we're gonna go over the pre-qual script tomorrow. And I'll have you role play with me as April, okay? All right, and then we'll do that tomorrow. So, because I want you to see how this solves all of your problems. You go there prepared. You know exactly what their questions are going to be. You know if they're okay. So when she says, I want at least four, what if she said, I want $1 million? When I
No, we
asked
all.
what she thought her house was worth. Do you break out in laughter and go, ha, are you smoking dope?
Fantastic. I'll be there tomorrow.
Okay, but now you know what she wants, right?
Mhm.
So you know you have to go prepared to show her that that ain't what she's going to get. You don't have to argue with her then. You just say, as a professional real estate agent, I study homes and prices every day. So I assume you'll listen. This is such a great line for expireds because they're always overpriced, almost. Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on occasion, Jen. But yeah, so, okay. So, you know, what price won't you go below? Well, now I know, don't I? Now, does she really know? No. And I'm going to show her what she needs to do to make this happen, to make this happen, to make this happen. Right now, that I'm not going to argue with anybody. So what is the way that you handle every objection on the pre-listing? That is a great question, right?
Mhm.
And we'll handle that when I see you tomorrow at 6. Okay. All right. So it is so great. It's like going to take your real estate exam and having all the answers in front of you. It makes taking listings a breeze, and you don't have to lie to anybody. You don't have to embellish the truth. People want to know the truth.
Mhm.
And you get to decide if you're going to take that listing or not, if they're unreasonable. Okay. All right. So back to, see if I can share the screen again. We shall see. Okay. So can you see how, where are you? Okay, can you see how the yes formula can improve your chances of getting listings and getting appointments?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely, yes.
Does it seem really difficult to anyone? It's
No.
pretty simple. It's pretty common sense, really, isn't it? Do you agree? Just buy into their dream. Make them tell you more about it. Ask them about what it's going to mean to them. It's amazing. And you want to talk about building rapport? Nothing like it. Okay. All
Hey,
right.
Christine.
Yes, go ahead.
One of the things that I liked the best is you were talking to Ray, is you were talking to her like a friend who was excited about what she was doing with her home. And then once you got into the prequel, you put your real estate agent hat back on and you spoke like the professional that you are.
Right.
So
Thank you for noticing that. And that is one of the, we have people all the time who say, well, I don't have to pre-qual them, it's my mom. But are you wearing a different hat with your mom than you are wearing as her agent?
Mhm.
And how important is that? Because has anybody ever listed a property that's owned by a family member? Janet?
Yeah, right now.
And
We've
it's
been-
awful. They hold you hostage. They work your butt off. They don't appreciate what you're saying. It can be awful because you don't want to hurt their feelings because you love them.
They
Right?
up and move and leave it all on you.
That's right. That's right. So this puts a whole new light on dealing with friends and family. And I'll tell you, you'll only forget to do it once and go on a past client referral. Hi, I'm your past client. You sold my house. You helped me buy this house 6 years ago. You helped me buy another house 10 years ago. I'm going to sell this house. Can you come over? So you run over thinking you've got this listing and they've interviewed 3 other agents and you lose it because you're not prepared. And I want you to know it happens every day. So we have a rule. We pre-qualify every client every time, no matter who they are. Okay? It'll improve your percentages by 50%, maybe 100. All right, my darlings, we are done. Is there any other comment or question to finish with? We will see you tomorrow. Thank you all for your participation. I hope that you learned something. Do you want the recording?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'd like you to listen to it because I think, and then practice with role play partners. We'll talk about that tomorrow too. Yes?
Is this yes formula in this packet that you gave us in the beginning?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
It's only in this PowerPoint. Okay. So
Can
I
you
will send the PowerPoint to you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Have a fabulous and successful day, everyone. Go get some new appointments and use the yes formula and the 5 penny close. Okay.
Thank you.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
bye, everyone.
Good seeing everybody.